Good evening, City Council members. My name is Chief Merrill, and I'm honored to speak to you today about fire prevention, a subject I am deeply passionate about. With 12 years of shipboard firefighting experience and over 9 years serving as a shipboard fire marshal while at sea, I've witnessed firsthand the devastating impacts of fire and the critical importance of prevention and preparedness. There are three pillars that I'd like to bring up for fire prevention. That's engineering, education, and enforcement. I'm going to start off with, going one by one and talking about it with education, which involves informing and training our community here in Woodbury about fire hazards, safety practices, and emergency procedures. Enforcement ensures compliance with fire codes and regulations, while our engineering focuses on designing our new and upcoming buildings and systems that prevent fires and limit the spreading. So most importantly, we're engineering from the get-go with our new builds, and we're educating. But finally, lastly, we are gonna enforce, but we don't want to make the emphasis on that. We really want to focus on our engineering controls and education. So enforcing these fire codes in Woodbury. We do take it very serious. Our dedicated team conducts regular inspections of new and existing buildings to ensure they're in compliance with the latest fire system standards. These include verifying the proper installation and maintaining of fire alarms, sprinkling systems, and emergency exits, making sure that they're clear of obstruction. We work closely with the building owners and development to address the deficiencies and ensure that all structures meet the required safety standards. So, how are we applying new codes and existing codes to occupants? Our jurisdiction applies fire codes stringently to both new and existing occupants. For new construction, we conduct thorough plan reviews to ensure compliance for fire safety standards from the outset. Existing buildings undergo routine inspections to ensure ongoing compliance, and we provide guidance on necessary upgrades and modifications to meet current codes. This proactive approach helps mitigate risk and enhances our overall safety for our community. And as we move on, I want to talk about our local organizations and fire resistant testing that we rely on. By using reputable local organizations to determine the fire resistance for building materials. These organizations conduct rigorous testing and ensures fire rating on various components and materials used in construction. These tests include fire endurance tests, flame spread tests, and smoke density tests, which help us determine how different materials will perform in the event of a fire. Now, our fire tests and ratings in the inspections and codes, we will be more than happy to share with you folks because we dictate them off of our results of our tests. So as we are developing our codes, we want to understand the fire resistant properties of material so that we can make informed decisions about our inspections, because we don't just want to say, oh, we think this is not in compliance, when in fact we've got it down here in writing where we can share it with you for the minimal fire risk we want to mitigate. These ratings are guidance to help us recommend our fire protection measures and different types of structures as well. So identifying unsafe structures in our area here in Woodbury, certain characteristics can render structures unsafe and in need of attention. These include outdated wiring, inadequate fire exits, lack of proper fire suppression systems, and the use of highly flammable material. Identifying and addressing these issues is critical to enhancing the safety of our buildings and protecting the lives of all our residents here in Woodbury. There is a high risk building construction type, and one of these building construction types in our area that poses significant hazards for potential and the configuration of fire spread would be our latest set of motels. We have been working with them in depth to make sure that they aren't cutting corners when they're using their to lower costs for construction. So we're making sure that they obey by our codes as well. And to wrap it up, I want to discuss to improve our safety in unsafe structures. We emphasize the importance of a thorough plan, review, and structure control. By carefully evaluating building plans before construction begins, we can identify potential fire hazards and make recommendations on necessary modifications. This proactive approach, combined with the ongoing structure control, ensures the building and construction and is maintained at the highest safety standards. So in conclusion, thank you so much for your time. The fire prevention is a multitude of endeavors that require a combined effort of education, enforcement, and right from the get-go, engineering first. By working together, we can all adhere to the stringent fire codes and safety standards to create a safe environment for all our residents here in Woodbury. Thank you for your attention again and for your commitment to safety.